Hey, thanks for stopping by. Glad you're along for the ride with Hayes Carline, Lauren Brooks, and Andrew Gibson. I'm Frank Frangie as we embark on a Tuesday show. It's getting close when Messrs. Dooley, Block, and Zagacki stop by Carline. That's when it's close.
Exciting.
That's when it's close. They'll be by today. A lot of college football talk. And Ian Shields, our buddy from the JU football team, will be by. He will sit in studio with us for a couple segments. He'll be by about 3:30, 3:40. We'll keep it about 4:15. Talk all about JU football and getting that defense going. The offense was good last year, so and he's got a special player quarterback for sure. So we'll certainly talk some JU football. I'm looking forward to that. Some Jags talk as well. All kind of fun stuff to do today on the program. Fired up for football or not?
I'm always fired up.
I mean, are you really
and
fired up?
technically, Pat Dooley's a week late, you know?
Yeah,
he really should have
good
joined
point.
us last week,
We should dock him, even though it wasn't his fault. even though we didn't call him, we should dock him
and
anyway.
really Joe Zagacki, too, what am
Yeah,
I saying?
I may dock both of them.
Only Block was the one on time.
Zagacki, I tweeted last week from the, because we had to do some stuff to do before the broadcast, so then I had some time, so I went on Fort Lauderdale. I was just walking around the beach last Tuesday, so I tweeted these pictures of Fort Lauderdale Beach. So Zagacki texts me after he sees the tweet, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm back at the hotel now." I said, "Where are you?" He said, "I was all up and down Fort Lauderdale Beach." I said, "Well, you live down here. Why are you?" He goes, "His daughter has a place right on the beach, and she's in, like, out of the country. So his job this week is to watch, last week, was to watch her place on the beach." I said, "You have a tough gig, Joe." I mean, so Joe Zagacki, so I'm gonna dock him just out of general principle.
Understandable.
That's what we'll do. I'm excited. It's time, folks. College football talk today. Boy, it was good to see Quincy Williams today, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And they said all along he would be back. I think he's got a place on this week, don't you think? Even just a handful of plays.
Doug seems pretty torn
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I would play him.
Just a
Even
handful
if
of
it's
plays.
for 6 snaps, like
Yeah.
what they did with Cam
Get
Robinson.
out there and avoid blocks.
Yeah.
Just get out there and get away from the. I'm joking, but I would be tempted. I told you last week I would play Juwan Taylor. I don't think there's a chance in hell. Richardson and Can, I still think we're in a battle, but I'll bet neither one of them play. Now I don't know.
That's what he indicated.
Yes, no one's playing.
Yeah, he indicated that at right guard, he has enough games now and he has enough
Right.
practices left
Right.
to make that. The battle is still ongoing.
No question.
But he made it sound like he will make the final determination now off of what he sees in practice.
Yeah, so it's just, and I get it, man. It is, look, it's gonna be a fun night. All games are fun. Night games are fun, okay? You only get 3 night games, 2 home and 2 preseason and 1 in the regular season. Night games are fun to tailgate for. It's Friday before a Labor Day weekend, so I hope you're all taking Friday off, by the way. I hope, shame on you if you're going into the office at 8 o'clock on Friday, tell your boss they're getting it wrong, right? This is a Thursday night to party.
That's a rule, like if you live in Jacksonville, you don't work on the Friday.
You do
right?
not.
It's
you
just
do
in
not.
this city.
Yeah, but it is a rule.
Right.
It is a rule. It's a civic law. It's what it is. It's a law. It's a statute. And but it's a way to kick off a fun Labor Day weekend and a lot of guys fighting for jobs. But I wouldn't play anybody. I'd be tempted. Make it a party for everyone wants to go have a good time. But I wouldn't risk
Did you know that we have Monday off? It never occurred to me that Labor Day is here and that's
did.
actually an off day. Never
It did
occurred to
sneak
me.
up. The Jaguars will have availability.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll still have
So
football.
we'll still have, we'll still have.
What tipped me off that
stuff
we had
going
Labor
on.
Day off is the past 31 years in radio I've taken Labor Day off, so I figured this one would go, this would be
Yes,
32 in a row.
however, normally it's like
The
the
streak.
first weekend of college football is
Yeah.
Labor Day, and so I kind of have it all organized in my mind, but because of week 0 this year, it never occurred to me that
It's
Monday
all-
is Labor Day.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, the whole week 0 game, it was fun leading up to it, couldn't wait for it, couldn't wait all day, waited with bated breath all day Saturday, couldn't wait to watch it. But now that it's over, if you're a Florida guy, a Florida fan, doesn't it seem like a marathon between now and the next game?
A little bit.
Even though it's only 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but it's 2 weeks and the game coming up is a gimme.
Right.
So it just feels like between walking off the field, surviving Miami, and going to Lexington feels like a decade.
And it would feel like a century had they lost the game.
You said that yesterday. That's a really good point. It's going to be hard for Miami, but at least Miami's got North Carolina to get ready for,
Right.
which is who they play next week. So, but yeah, it would feel that way. So,
Doesn't it feel like the third preseason game was a while ago too?
Mm-hmm.
it
To me,
does,
doesn't
doesn't
feel like
it?
it was just last week.
Yeah, it does. You know what? That's a good point.
It's strange.
I mean, because the college game was in between.
Right.
I think that's what changes that a little, because the college game was. So, I will tell you, I'm reading John Clayton today. Did you read John Clayton's column today?
Mm-hmm.
And John Clayton says, Jags win the division. Pete Prisco has said Jags win the division. I don't think, by and large, you're gonna see a lot of that. We saw the odds the other day. They now moved ahead of the Colts, but still behind both the Texans and the Titans. So we saw that on ESPN or somewhere on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I still don't think it's gonna gain great momentum, but it's gonna get a little bit of momentum. This is still, what I've said all along is, if a team has a really good defense and a really good quarterback, which we hope is the case, that team's in play, man. That good quarterback, good defense, team's in play. One of the things that Clayton said, and again, this is the guy in Seattle or wherever John's based now, that's writing about a team in the Southeast. I get it, but the word he hears is, across the board, Leonard Fournette has refound himself based on his performance in camp. Do you agree with that? Is it too early for that? Do you agree with that?
I mean, it's too early. It's
But
too
that is the
early
sense,
for
isn't
it.
it?
But the sense I have is that he's figured it out.
Yeah.
And I say that with every finger and toe
Me too,
crossed
me too.
on my body.
Yeah, but me too.
But it feels
Yeah.
good right now
I
for Leonard Fournette.
Phil, just what you said. I have great trepidation in saying that, because fear of what happens if we're wrong, but you do sense it. You sense it being around him, being around the team, watching practice. There was a pep in his step. The handful of plays he finally played in the preseason last week, there was a pep in his step. There was the way he ran. I thought he finished a run or two, which I'm not sure he finished many runs after he got hurt last year, the rest of the season. So yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be the greatest Jaguars running back in history, but can he be better than he was his rookie year? That's really the bottom line question to me. Can he avoid any suspensions and avoid any injuries? Obviously, the suspensions are controlled by him, the injuries are not.
All right, you're gonna hear from Quincy Williams in just a few minutes in our next segment, but before you do, as staff / company / national / show meteorologist, are we getting Dorian this weekend? You're kind of in charge of this stuff, Brooks. What is the word?
They are saying that it's going to turn northwest
Right.
once it gets past Puerto Rico, and so that does have it making landfall in Florida
Yeah,
over the weekend. So yes, we are in the cone of uncertainty, or the cone of concern, depending on how you want to phrase it. And so yes, you need to at least be aware of it as of now. And smaller hurricanes apparently are harder to track than larger hurricanes.
what about does the Doppler come into play here or not? Once it's a
Well,
hurricane, is Doppler out of play?
My super duper Doppler
Yeah,
does.
does it?
I'm the only one that has that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm coming to you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it telling you?
It's telling me that it's not gonna really endanger the first coast. That
Okay.
it's gonna maybe go a little further south, but to Lauren's point, it's a tropical, it's really not even close to a category 1. Like right now, at the latest National Weather Service advisory has it at maximum sustained wind of 50 miles an hour. So just to give you an idea, to get to a category 1, the maximum sustained wind has to be 75 miles an hour.
Okay.
So it's not, I mean, I'm not trying to suggest that this is a weak storm, but
Yes, you are.
But I would like to, I would like to suggest that it doesn't look like it's going to strengthen.
It's not like some past years.
Yeah. So I think ideally by the time we get to Friday, they will have a much better feel for where this will be, and my hope is that Florida State, Boise State will not be affected.
Yeah, I
Did
think
the-
it's slowed down a little bit because it's now showing that it'll hit Florida like on land around 8 a.m. Sunday morning. So they
Did-
should be able to get the game in before that.
Did this one kind of sneak up on us? Why do I feel that way? I mean, maybe it's because we spent all last week talking about the other hurricanes, but do you feel that way at all? That this one kind of
I don't
I looked up
because-
and this was coming.
I don't, because I live with someone who tracks these things incessantly because it all affects surfing.
Oh, okay.
So the moment that any of those
Okay.
storms are out there, it's, there might be waves next week, and this is a week ago. So I always have
got
some
it.
sort of awareness
so
because there might
Brian
be waves.
Tips you off to this.
Always.
Now
Yes,
I
the
get it.
moment
So he's
there's a
pulling
storm.
for the
Yeah.
hurricane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
okay. Because-
surfing right now.
Yeah, well,
hopefully hoping that the
well, no,
hurricane, hoping that a hurricane develops and it comes closer.
Well, that clears up two things. We got one guy who's pulling for the hurricane. Number two, somehow the last couple of months, you seemed way smarter. And I didn't know what happened. Did
It's
you know?
clearly not me.
Brooks seems smart about
Yeah.
this weather stuff. I'm thinking, what did I miss here along the way? Now
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
Brian.
Okay, I feel
Yeah.
much better about that. Hey, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk Quincy Williams. How good a player will he be? What will he be like out of the gate? How's he feel? I know you caught up with him. You're going to hear that one-on-one. That comes up next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, man, Alhambra has so many good things going on. Great musicals that have long runs, and people love them. Mamma Mia, they're still raving about that thing. But they also have great musical one-night affairs, and boy, do they have a good one coming on September 9th on that Monday. The Petty Breakers. That is the ultimate, nation's premier Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers tribute act. Look, I've seen the tribute acts there. Lauren has too. The Alabama one was off the chart good. The Fleetwood Mac one was off the chart good. You know this is going to be awesome too. So if you love Petty, get your tickets now. They're going really fast, folks. 641-1212 or log on to alhambrajacks.com. Don't miss the opportunity. If you love Petty, you got to go see the Petty Breakers. It's a great, great tribute band. Call 641-1212 or log on today to alhambrajacks.com.
SEC Media Days, SEC Kickoff, Jaguars Training Camp, Baker Sports High School Football Media Day, the Florida-Georgia Game, the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl, the Super Bowl, the Players Championship. Only one station in Jacksonville is there, and only one station in Jacksonville can take you there. 1010XL. 10XL.
Regency Electric Company seeks electricians and foremen with great benefits like paid vacation, paid holidays, paid life insurance with health, dental, vision, company match 401k plus end of the year bonus. Call 485-4096, regencyelectric.com.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Driving our Florida streets may be pleasant, but not always safe. A lot of drivers are not insured or do not have coverage to compensate you if you've been injured in an accident. If you've been involved in an accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
They say time is money, and at Claude Nolan Cadillac, we respect your time and strive to make your every visit a pleasure. Serving Jacksonville for over 114 years, Claude Nolan Cadillac owners come back again and again. Why? Because you are more than a customer, you are part of our family, and now get 0% financing for up to 72 months, plus $1,000 on most new 2019 Cadillac models. Visit Claude Nolan on Southside Boulevard or go to ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. See dealer for details.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
Get inside the Gators with the Florida Gator Report with Lauren Brooks.
Go Gators!
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get your Gators on 1010XL.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you are a sixth-generation jeweler. What kind of watch do you wear?
Frank, I think I've told this story 1,000 times. The watch I wear is a Rolex, and here's why. When my grandfather gave me a gift for graduating from college, he said, I want you to have something that you'll always remember me for. And he gave me a Rolex watch, and some 35 years later, it still runs and looks as good as it did the day I got it, a day I'll always remember. This might be the right time for you to create the same kind of memory, and nothing does it better than a Rolex from Underwoods. Whether it's a lady or a man's, the Rolex Oyster has the classic good looks and incredible durability and accuracy that make it the watch people want to own. And at Underwoods, all of our Rolexes come with a 5-year guarantee.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra. Underwood, serving excellence since 1928. Underwood Jewelers.
Complete your outdoor living with all-weather patio furniture from Stonecore. Eco-friendly, designed to look luxurious and last a lifetime. Many styles, many colors, and made in the USA. Stonecore on Phillips Highway, 1 mile north of the Avenues Mall.
Prosser here, and did you know your home has a hero in Fenwick Plumbing? How long will you let a leak drain your wallet and damage your home? Take $50 off instantly when you schedule your expert Fenwick Plumbing repair. Call now for honest, upfront pricing and a 30-day repair warranty that's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Stop wondering how to handle that leak and start saving time and money. Tell them I said, fix that leak, and mention me when you call 660-0556 or visit FenwickPlumbing.com. That's 660-0556 or FenwickPlumbing.com.
The NFL season is about to kick off. Know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has more odds and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code RADIO to get your exclusive double your money offer today. That's promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
More of The Frangie Show now on a Nimnicht Tuesday. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Hey, we're glad you're along for the ride. Thanks to my friends at the Nimnicht Family Dealerships. Billy Nimnicht and his folks do such an outstanding job. Gosh, they've been our car dealer, mine for the longest time. Bought my first car there in 1982. Had no idea what I was doing. Went in there. Bill Nimnicht Jr., God rest his soul, showed me how to buy it. I didn't know what I was doing, and I've been buying them there ever since, and still are. And I love the way they treat people. Nimnicht Chevrolet's on Cassett. Nimnicht Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway with Hayes Carline, Lauren Brooks, and Andrew Gibson. I'm Frank Frangie. Ian Shields, the JU football coach, joins us in about 15 minutes. He'll be here from 3:40 to 4:15 or so, talking JU football and college football overall, and a whole lot of fun stuff. You'll like Ian. He's a good dude, so I'm looking forward to that coming up in a bit. Let's start with Jags, as we often do. So what do you expect from Quincy Williams? Do you expect a dominant player? Do you expect a guy that'll fit right in? He runs 100 miles an hour. He's tough, but he has not had a preseason, and rookies really need preseasons. What are your expectations?
I kind of feel like he'll flash both ways. There will be plays that he makes that make you say, wow, maybe, they can really replace Telvin Smith pretty quickly here. And then I think there will be moments where he stands out in a negative fashion just because I think he's going to get fooled. To me, he'd have to be a really special talent to play at Murray State, come in, miss nearly 4 weeks of training camp in the preseason. Probably not play in the preseason, although Doug didn't rule it out. But it seems unlikely based on the way he answered the question. And then come in and nail every assignment. And at his position, I think when you miss, it looks bad to everybody because you're playing in space. And when you play in space and you make a mistake, that usually leads to, explosive plays. So I think it's going to be a mixed bag early, but you can see the skill set. I mean, I think from a scheme standpoint, he translates great, and he's got a fantastic attitude. So I'm looking forward to seeing him hit. With that, you still have to go back to like his college film. We haven't really gotten a good sense of that. But if he's the hitter that they think he is, then I think he's going to be an exciting player. I think he's going to be a fan favorite pretty early. But there will be times of frustration.
I think after today, I'm leaning more towards Najee Goods starting against Kansas City if Williams won't have any sort of preseason playing time whatsoever. And then based off of how Good plays, let's say even in the first half, maybe Coach Marone makes adjustments at that point and then puts Quincy Williams in. We shall see. I think it all depends on what Kansas City's doing and what their scheme looks like.
Yeah, I get that. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I hear you. I'm not sure who starts the game. What we do know is Quincy Williams is going to play that spot for the long haul. Whether he starts the first game or not, I guess we will find out. But he's certainly going to play that spot for the long haul. I don't think anybody would debate that. Quincy Williams is an interesting guy. When he was drafted in the third round, everybody in Jacksonville went, huh? What? What?
Who?
What? Who? What? Huh? But we've grown to like him since. He has really flashed before he got hurt in minicamp and camp. He is only about 5'11". He is really fast. Doug Marrone made one of the comments of camp, one of the most memorable comments of camp when he said, I think he's our fastest player. I'm probably going to upset Dede. Dede promptly said, Coach, you just upset me. But it was, but joking aside, what it did tell you, whether he could outrun Dede Westbrook in a race or not is inconsequential. He's obviously really fast. He is a very important part of the defense. Finally back healthy, practicing, and the subject of this Hayes Carlyon one-on-one.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker Quincy Williams here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Big day for you today.
Yeah, for sure. Actually getting back on the field with my teammates is amazing.
What's the last few weeks been like for you, Quincy?
Last few weeks has actually been kind of like itching to get back out on the field. They're just saying trust the process. But today they unleashed me today for the first time, and this feels amazing.
What's that like when you go in and they say, you're cleared, you're going to be on the practice field today?
Oh, it's like basically like uplifting because when the injury happened, it was like unthought of. Like no one knew it was going to happen. I didn't even feel different. So just actually like when the surgery happened, I was kind of down about it, just the real down. Talked to my brother a lot. You know, he just kept my mind open to it, just like trust the process. You know, like your time going to come, just adversity, just fighting adversity. Been doing this your whole life. So it was just felt like an uplifting feeling when they was like, hey, you can practice today. It was crazy. I ran in here and got my helmet and everything. I was ready. I was probably the first person out there ready for practice.
That's awesome. What was it like, the leadership that Miles and the other veterans on defense sort of gave you during that time of recovery?
The biggest thing was when I was down when they was getting ready to play. The biggest one was the Eagles game. So because it's a home game, you know, the first home crowd. So I was just kind of down. I wasn't playing. That was the biggest thing. But Miles came and told me, he was just like, hey, just trust the process. You know, when it's your chance to be out there, you'll for sure be out there. When your name called, get ready. So that's just been the mindset I've been keeping, that just trust the process. When your name get called, be ready.
Doug just told us a few minutes ago, he was asked about would you play Thursday night, and he was like, well, I'd love for him to get out there, but there's a double-edged sword. I also want to protect him and make sure that, you know, we have him for the Chiefs. What would you like? Do you feel like you need some time on Thursday night, a few snaps, like Cam got 6 the other night?
Yeah.
Or do you think it'd be better just to focus on the Chiefs, focus on your health?
Really, like I said, the process is up to them, but if they'll lead up to me, whenever my name get called, I'll be ready. So whether that's 1 play, 2 play, warm up, 4th down on a kneel, I'm going to be out there ready. So that's the biggest thing. So like I said, I'm going to leave it up to them. If they ask me, my name get called, I'm ready.
Quincy, what's it been like getting to know Todd Wash's defensive scheme and how you fit in with that? And how important was it to keep up mentally with what was going on while you couldn't be out on the practice field?
It was a really, really, really important thing because I wasn't physically to be able to be out there just chemistry with my teammates. So they had a good schedule with me as far as like off the field, mentally preparing for the game, so far as meetings, walkthroughs, all that type of stuff, mornings, night, a lot of game plan stuff for me. So I felt like I was still a part of the team. So like while they was out there playing, I was on the sideline calling out the plays and stuff like that, like knowing like, all right, this is what I got right here, this is what I got right here. So just the mental gymnastic part of it. So it's real, real huge, and they did a great job with that, just keeping me in the game of football.
Still 11 days to go before the opener. What's your confidence level that when the Chiefs roll in, you're going to be 100% ready to rock?
I'm 100% confident, especially what I seen today, what I felt today out there on the field for the first day of practice. I feel great about it.
Quincy Williams, great to see you back out on the field. Congratulations and best of luck moving forward.
Thanks.
It was great talking to him. And, again, just to remind listeners, when he says my brother, that's Quinnen Williams, the Jets defensive tackle who was the third pick in this draft. So, yeah, it's good that he has that resource and certainly has the resources of the veterans in the locker room. And you can tell this is somebody that loves to play the game. Was the first guy on the practice field, as he said, when he found out he'd be cleared. I can't wait to watch him.
I love his attitude, and I love that he used the phrase mental gymnastics, too. That's a funny one.
It's a Will Muschamp phrase.
Absolutely. Quick news from Ian Rappaport. Texans franchised pass rusher Jadeveon Clowney has met in person with Dolphins coach Brian Flores and other members of the organization's brass. There's been speculation that Miami is a potential landing spot for Clowney.
You know, it's funny.
He met with the Dolphins?
Is that not tampering?
Well, he couldn't have done it without being given clearance. But isn't he a free agent? not. I mean, I think his contract's up, right? What am I missing here?
Well, I think they've tagged him.
Yeah, but I think if you're tagged,
So-
you're a free agent.
Yeah, I
You-
would.
you-
I mean, I can't
you-
imagine the Dolphins would be. Well, I can't imagine that they'd be stupid enough to do this.
Yeah,
but
but I
it would be, a great level of stupidity,
Right.
To
To a first
to
round
sit down with a player that you know is under contract. So maybe, I mean,
Yeah, I
would
think-
assume
I think once
they
you've
must be able to do it.
I think once you've been tagged, you are technically a free agent.
He has yet to sign his franchise
Yeah,
tag.
yeah. So, but I think.
Yeah, but it's still weird. Like Le'Veon Bell wasn't meeting with teams.
Yeah.
Now maybe nobody wanted to meet with him, but
and Hayes, you know this contractual stuff way better than I do. So
No,
you're
I'm
more-
guessing on this. This
I
is a
think-
new
but,
one
but
for
I
me.
but I think if you're a free agent, I mean, again, they could sign him tomorrow if they're willing to give up the 2 picks. Well, they can't sign him without talking to him, right? So
Yeah.
they could sign if you're a free agent with a franchise tag, you can sign tomorrow, but it's going to cost that team 2 first-round picks, right?
Mhm.
So
I can't imagine they would do.
well, I can't either,
Yeah.
but you can't make that
Right.
without talking to him. You're not going to sign him without talking. I wouldn't think so. You're right though. You don't hear a lot about a franchise tagged free agent having discussions with other teams. I think he can. I'm not surprised by that story. Where I was going to go with this is the whole Clowney thing. I've told you this before, and Lauren knows because she was there. Hayes, I worked a Clemson, South Carolina game, whatever year that was, and Lauren
2012 or 13.
yeah, and Lauren line produced for us, so she was at the game too. To this day, in all those college games, I'm including Alex Brown, Tennessee. Okay, I'm including some of the-
Jarvis Jones versus Florida.
Yeah, I'm including all those games.
Right.
I've never seen a player dominate a good team like he did. I want to say, Lauren, was it 3.5 sacks?
I thought it
Sacks.
was. I thought it was like 4.5.
Yeah, I think it's 3.5 sacks. Sacks, not pressures, hits.
But I
Okay?
just keep increasing it in my mind as the years go on.
Anyway, I mean, he took over the game, tipped the ball, caused a fumble, took over the game against Clemson. And I remember walking out of there, my jaw had dropped. And yet it never – he's a good player, but he never became Lawrence Taylor. It never really happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it never –
I've been disappointed with him.
Yeah.
I mean, based on what I thought he would be,
Me too.
I've been disappointed.
That's
with
the
him.
point. That's said way more succinctly than I did. It's disappointing that he hasn't become this. I mean, I'm glad because
Sure.
he plays for the Texans, but
Right.
it's surprising that he hasn't become more. We'll see what happens with Clowney. Back to the Jags for a second as we wrap this segment. I think I didn't answer my own question about Quincy Williams, but I think he'll be. I think he's going to blow up people. I think you said it right. He may be out of position here or there, but I think he will be a noticeable linebacker because of he will make splash plays, race down guys, cause fumbles, return fumbles. We saw the one return. I don't remember if it was a fumble or an interception from his college days. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Remember that play? That's the one that kind of rings in our mind. But I'm not sure, to Lauren's point, that he's super ready to go play 60 plays against the Chiefs. I don't know that would still surprise me a little. Wouldn't it you a little?
It's a big ask.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big ask for any linebacker to go against Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey right out of the gate. Because Andy Reid's going to have things. He's an innovator. He's going to have new designs, things you haven't seen. So it would be tough for even an experienced player. In a sense, it might be kind of good that it's his first game.
Yeah.
Because it's also like it's tough to fool a guy who has no idea what's coming.
Right.
Like at least an experienced linebacker might think, oh, they've done this and I've seen this. I saw this last year. So I know that this means that Kelsey's going to do this and I'll jump. Like Quincy has no frame of reference. So he literally is going to be – it's going to be playground ball for Quincy Williams, which is good maybe to a degree, but it's also dangerous in terms of will he play within the scheme. If he plays within the scheme, then he has a chance to be okay. But it's a tall order. I mean, this is probably the one. This is one of the few teams that if you had to pick, I don't want it to be this team. The Chiefs would be in that conversation. Chiefs, Saints, Rams,
Yeah.
and then I'm not sure if there's anybody beyond that.
I've got, and we'll develop this more as later on in the program. I've got mixed feelings about this injury thing with the Jaguars. I'm thrilled that they're going to be a mostly healthy team when the Chiefs come to town because it looks like they're going to be pretty healthy. I mean, almost completely healthy. That's good. Yet, I'm nervous that Jawan Taylor played a handful of plays. Cam Robinson, I think, played 6 plays. Quincy Williams played 0 plays. Marquise Lee, when he comes back, played 0 plays. Not that he's an experienced player. DJ Chark didn't do very much. There's a lot of guys who need reps. They couldn't get them because of injuries or even fear of injury. So it's weird, isn't it? I mean, Cam Robinson, pretty good play. He played 6 plays. He's a rookie that played 6 plays. And Jawan Taylor, I don't know how many he played. Wasn't very many. Quincy Williams has played 0 based on other than what he does on Thursday night against the Falcons. So it's an unusual circumstance about that. Let's take a break. Let's get into college football. Our friend Ian Shields stops by in just a bit. We'll talk JU football and a whole lot more on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL remembers the summer movie blockbusters.
Well, that's cool, baby. I mean, you know how it is, rockin' and rollin' and whatnot.
1010XL.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Renewal by Andersen windows are unlike any other home window on the market. They are 2 times stronger than vinyl, never fog up, are maintenance-free, and custom designed for you. Lauren Brooks here for Renewal by Andersen. They will send a highly qualified representative to your home for your consultation, and you will experience superior customer service throughout the entire process. Renewal by Andersen windows will keep you warmer in the winter, cooler in the summer, and quieter all year long. Plus, they are scientifically proven to stand the test of time. You are not just replacing your windows, you are increasing the value of your home. Visit renewalbyandersen.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Take advantage of the semi-annual window and door sale with 20% off right now. Restrictions apply. See website for details. This is a limited time offer. License number CGC 1527613.
Did you know that Garber Auto Mall has wiggled in a lifetime warranty on select pre-owned vehicles? That's right, Garber Auto Mall pre-owned vehicles come with a lifetime of protection. At Garber Auto Mall, you get the best trade-in value, best payments, best price, and now a lifetime warranty. Garber Auto Mall wiggles, and with a lifetime warranty, we wiggle big. So visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes with long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the U.S. Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and in the future. Underage sale prohibited.
Baloo here for the Blue Crab Crab House, once again voted the #1 crab shack in Northeast Florida. What about Sundays over there? You kidding me? $1.95 Bloody Marys, mimosas as well, up until 5 o'clock. Alex always playing live music right there on the deck. The best seafood in Jacksonville, the Blue Crab Crab House. They've been in Jacksonville for 23 years, right there on Jillington Creek Road in San Jose. I'll see you at the Blue Crab Crab House.
I'm Stephen Crenshaw, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars and the JU Dolphins. The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to provide sports medicine services to not only the Jaguars and JU, but also the Sharks, Armada Soccer Club, the Axemen, Florida State College of Jacks, and the majority of local high schools and community events. With the most experienced, caring, and fellowship-trained specialists in orthopedics, it is no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Call JOI 2000 or visit JOI.net.
Baloo here for Keystone Automotive Paint. Of course, they are the distributor for Exo Nobel Sickens. We do want to congratulate the customer of the month. That is Claude Nolan Cadillac Collision Repair Center. They're on Southside Boulevard in Quality Circle. Been a Sickens user now for more than 20 years. Folks, to get Sickens and all other automotive paint, there's only one distributor right here in Jacksonville. Of course, I'm talking about Keystone Automotive Paint.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Bring me 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
Weekdays at noon on 1010XL.
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
Brought to you by Wingstop.
I like my dessert first.
The Truck Accident Law Firm is a national truck crash law firm based right here in Jacksonville, focused on making First Coast roads safer through zealous advocacy for families of those injured or killed by unsafe trucking. The Truck Accident Law Firm focuses exclusively on tractor trailer, bus, and commercial vehicle crashes. If someone you know is involved in a serious crash with a tractor trailer or commercial vehicle, contact your local truck crash specialists at truckcrashlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Metro Rooter, you've probably heard of us. It's no accident that by providing same-day service, professional technicians, and the right equipment, hundreds of businesses count on us every week to keep their drains draining, their plumbing functioning, and their pumps pumping. I'm Tom McLaughlin, CEO of Metro Rooter, and if you are a current customer of ours, I want to thank you for your continued confidence in Metro Rooter. If you'd like to contact Metro Rooter, the plumbing service you can trust, we're on the web at metrorooter.com or just call 695-1911. Thank you.
Dailies is named Dailies for a reason, because they're there every day, ready to serve you. And in the cold case, there's a cold Bud Light waiting for you, too. From 12 to 18 packs, or a couple of cold 16-ounce cans of Bud Light on the go. It's always cold at Dailies.
The NFL season is about to kick off. Know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has more odds and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code RADIO to get your exclusive double your money offer today. That's promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
More of The Frangie Show now on a Nimnicht Tuesday. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
All right, our friend Ian Shields joins us momentarily, the JU football coach. They had an interesting season last year, and he'll be in here in just a second with us. Interesting season last year for JU. They scored like crazy. Had trouble stopping people. And there's Ian. He's going to join us right now on the program. It was awfully good offensively. And we would see Ian on a regular basis. He would come by. We did an Inside Military Pigskin together. Lauren, Ian, and I did it. And JU scored a lot of points, but had trouble stopping people. So that's the goal this year. As I say that, I welcome in the coach who joins us. How you doing there, buddy? Good. He's gonna turn you up in just a second here, and there you go. How's practice?
It was good. We went this morning. We go in the morning typically.
I didn't know that. You told me that this week. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we get them when they're fresh. You know, they get alert and awake, and then they have the rest of the day for the academics and breakfast and lunch and everything else.
There you go.
We get them up and get them going.
So it's good. How's your off season? How's everything? You doing okay? It's good to see you.
Doing well. Appreciate you asking. We had a great summer. Our probably the most committed group we've had, the best internal leadership we've had. It really bodes well for this season. Like I said, we had close to 40, 45 guys there on a everyday basis throughout the summer, which is about 40 more than we had a year ago.
Right.
So,
wow. I got it.
They're motivated and they're invested, and that's a good place to start.
Let me not bury the lead here. I want to get to you've got a special player on offense and a special offense, but it drove you crazy last year, the defense. I know it did. You and I had this talk. How do you fix it? How did you fix it? And how do you feel about the defense moving forward this year?
Yeah, we think we're much improved. It's going back to last spring. We think we fixed some issues. Some of that comes in the recruitment process as well. But we have a nice mix of guys that were out there last year that gained some valuable experience, some out there before they should have been, frankly. But we have some productive players out there that are all-conference type players, a Kason Wakely, a C.J. Lewis, a Crandall Mayans, guys that have been all-conference. But now we have some more help surrounding them, and we think we have some transfers that is really going to change the game for us, predominantly up front. We really struggled on the defensive line last year, so we got some transfers up there to help us to be a little more formidable. We were last in the nation in quarterback sacks. We were last in the nation in red zone defense, It's going to be a long year. It doesn't matter how productive you're on offense. A year ago, our defense couldn't stop a hard-charging marching band. We struggled. And so, this year, like I said, we're going to be much improved. How much improved remains to be seen, but I know we're going to be a lot better.
Calvin had such a great year at quarterback for you. What's sort of the next step for him, and what strides has he made?
Yeah, I mean, considering it was his first time, behind center at the collegiate level, he had a remarkable season. Obviously, very productive. Ran for over 1,400 yards, led the nation in rushing touchdowns. But he's really taken another step in his evolution as a quarterback in this offseason. Had a tremendous training camp. He's throwing the ball much more efficiently. We're never going to be prolific throwing the ball. We're not going to be confused with the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. But we can be hyper efficient as well as we're going to run the ball, and we will. There's going to be a lot of matchups and a lot of space behind defenders that are over supporting the run. So I'd expect us to be much more improved, much more efficient. And in Calvin's particular case, he's also taken a real step forward as a leader now, more comfortable in that quarterback role. And he was voted one of our team captains by his peers, so that speaks volume in that regard.
Absolutely. You start the season in just a couple days up at Richmond. What makes the Spiders so good?
Well, it's a tall task. You're talking about a traditional, perennial FCS powerhouse in Richmond in the Colonial League. Let's start with the fact they have 63 full scholarships and we have 0. So if you just gave them
that would be more.
If you just gave them a point for every scholarship, that makes us a 63-point dog. So like I said, I like our chances to cover. Here's the thing: is we're going to, regardless of who we play and what opponent we're playing or what color their uniforms are, how big their stadium is, and we know we're going into a hostile environment. There's going to be 15,000 plus fans there, and they're going to be wearing red and blue and not green and gold. So we know what we're stepping into. But I think for us, it's more internal. How well can we go play? Can we eliminate the silly first game errors that many teams make? Can we not beat ourselves? Because the first thing I have to do to win early in the year is to not lose it early in the year. And so can we not have 14 penalties, not give up 11 sacks, not do the dumb things that you hate to see as a coach? And I think we will have a disciplined group, and I know we'll play hard.
Ian Shields is with us, the JU football coach. All right, here's the question people ask, and I get asked it, and I've asked you this, but I want to, for our listening audience. The offense you run, of the teams people watch, other than Army was really good last year, Georgia Tech was the last one that we knew that ran it, and now they don't run it anymore because Paul Johnson's gone. Army runs it, Navy runs it. Explain to people, and for people that don't know, it's an option-based offense. There's way more running than passing. Ian, why does that offense work for JU? Why is it the right fit for JU, and why is it the right fit for these academy schools that do it so well? Explain the offense.
Certainly, and I'll step back. It's and Georgia Southern as well, just here regionally, has had great success for years and years. And I think they got 5 flags flying in their stadium because of it.
That's right.
So that's the culture we're building. And if you step back to your original point to the academies, you do it at Army, Navy, Air Force because your recruitment by necessity has to be a little different than if you're at Notre Dame or Stanford or Boston College or Rutgers or you name it, some of the teams that they're going to play year in and year out. They're recruiting parade All-Americans, and Notre Dame is, and Army and Navy are recruiting Americans that are in parade. There's a big difference, right?
Big difference.
So, you're not in the same living room having those discussions with the recruits at those institutions. So you have to do it a little bit different. If you do the same thing, this isn't the NFL. You have to be different. If you use the Notre Dame model and you're at Army, you're not going to be competitive. So you have to be a contrarian by nature and play the game a little differently. Now, that being said, if you transition it to Jacksonville University to a similar degree, we don't have scholarships. We're playing up a lot. We're playing a very difficult schedule. It gives us a uniqueness in our approach. It also is a ball control, time of possession offense, a run-based philosophy. It not just affects the offense, it affects the defense. Right. So hopefully we can dominate the time of possession, minimize the errors and delays and turnovers, and give our defense the best chance to be successful while our offense is thriving. We led our conference in time of possession a year ago with 33 minutes of time of possession. You could argue it wasn't enough. because we're struggling so much defensively. So, again, it's a program philosophy, and we've recruited to it. And you know, we can't get a 6'5", 320-pound offensive lineman at our level without scholarships.
Right.
So we're going to do it with some critters that might look a little funny getting off the bus, but they'll look pretty good getting off the ball.
How do you feel about your offensive line?
I feel good. You know, our offensive line coach, Tom Semi, is one of the best in the country at any level. He's had multiple opportunities. He's been at the FBS level. He has a cult-like following with those guys in the offensive line. It starts with our center, Dane Cordell, who's an all-conference player. Dane's one of those guys that looks a little funny, but he was third in the state of Texas in heavyweight wrestling as a junior. He's an amazing kid. He's a 4.0 student. I mean, we're all going to be working for Dane someday. You know, I want to stand on his good side so he can build us a field house. So it starts with Dane, but you know we have some other great leaders up there as well. We do have a good-sized big right tackle, and Logan Langmar, who played a lot as a true freshman last year, who's really coming on. He's put on about 35, 40 pounds this offseason and looking great. Charles Fordham's returned, has played a lot of left tackle for us. Andrew Flanagan at guard is another Texas kid. We're doing pretty well in Texas with a few kids, and we're excited. You know, we're going to get off the bus. I know we're going to be well coached with Coach Semi under his tutelage, and we'll play fast and we'll play hard. But we will look. You know, we're not going to look like the Jags up front. I can promise you that.
Or like Wisconsin or Nebraska, those big guys.
Yeah, we're not that. But like I said, you don't need to be with our system. Just how Navy and Air Force and Army have traditionally done it. You know, you can do it with some undersized guys that play with good pad level and play hard, and our guys will.
We talked a lot about the missed tackles happening in that Miami-Florida game on both sides of the ball. How do you balance going up against each other in practice in the offseason and making sure that those guys learn how to tackle properly and do that with not getting guys hurt to get ready for the season?
I think it's really one of the great challenges in coaching football at any level these days with the way the game has changed, with the spread offense. You're recruiting more guys that have to play in space. The neck roll Mike linebackers are a thing of the past. Everyone has to be able to play in space, and you're almost recruiting basketball players to a certain degree, guys with length and guys that can defend a lot of things. And it's a challenge because also with the rules restrictions, now there's no two-a-days, right? There's all these restrictions on coaches for the safety in the game, and that thought process is in the right place, in my opinion. But it's a challenge to teach tackling and to get good at tackling, because to do anything, you have to practice it. Well, how do you practice tackling on bags and robots? You know, it's just that's where the challenge is. For to be good at tackling, you got to tackle a lot. It's kind of like hitting live pitching versus hitting off a machine, right? There's a big difference between hitting live pitching and hitting off a Iron Mike machine, right?
Right.
So in the baseball, context. So like I said, that's one of the challenges we all have. And early in the season, you're going to see a lot of bad tackling, I think, at every level, because those guys aren't getting many opportunities other than in a game.
I want to ask you about – Hayes asked you about him before, but I want to ask you about this cat, Calvin Turner Jr. For people that don't know, he is Ian's quarterback, was a defensive back at first because you had a quarterback. But you knew you knew this guy was special, right, Ian? This isn't your normal Joe here, okay? This guy could play 5 positions. He could play wide receiver, safety, corner, running back. Tell me about him. He's special, I think.
Yeah, Calvin is a unique talent. We're fortunate to have him at JU. Frankly, he could be playing at a level above or a couple levels above. I mean, my belief is when he gets done, he'll be one of the more decorated players to ever play at JU, and he'll have an opportunity to play professionally. It won't be a quarterback,
right?
But he's that type of athlete. He's a next level type of athlete. He's flat out special with the ball in his hands. He was a 3-sport athlete out of New Hampstead High School in Savannah, Georgia. 3-sport athlete, homecoming king. I mean, he was everything. And we did Coach Sylvester, Steven Sylvester, our running back coach, recruited him out of there, did a great job getting Calvin. He was getting looked at, but people were hesitant to pull the trigger on him just because, he didn't look like Tom Brady throwing the football.
Right.
So we came here. We already had Rylan Wells at quarterback as a team captain, established guy, and a leader. So we put Calvin was just too good an athlete to keep off the field. He ended up starting a field corner for us as a true freshman, and he returned kicks. And if he'd had a few more attempts, he would have led the nation, I think, in return yards if he'd had just a few more attempts.
Wow.
But this guy, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I went to a few games and watched it. We're talking about 6'1", a hair under 200. We're not talking about a little guy. We're talking about this guy is running back or safety at Florida. This guy isn't. This guy isn't a scout teamer.
No, he's the real deal. And I've been at a few different levels and coached a few guys that played in that league too.
Right,
And Calvin's the real deal. He's as good with the ball in his hands as any kid I've ever not even watched but seen. He's special with the ball in his hands, and he's like you said, he's not a little guy. He can break some tackles as well. And I'm just really proud of how he's grown. And just talk about his maturity as a person. He's a pleasure to coach too. You don't get many. He's a generational player at JU. He really is.
What's it been like having Denard Robinson on staff?
Well, speaking of generational players,
that's right.
We'd like him to be eligible too.
That's right. But if you could suit up that staff, by the way, that's
Trent
a team.
and Ryland and Denard.
We're going to put all.
We have Jordan
Tony Carter.
Todman,
We're going to put them all out there, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. Someone asked me earlier today. I said, Tony Carter, who's the hometown hero, Mandarin kid, all ACC, All American of Florida State, team captain of Florida State, 4-year starter of Florida State, 7 years in the league. And then Denard Robinson, who's finished 6th for the Heisman, obviously. He's drafted in the 5th or 6th round by the Jags. Jordan Todman played 8 years in the league, was the Big East Offensive Player of the Year when he was there, left after his junior year, and a great special teams player in the NFL. And then, like I said, Trent Stillman of our own, had a cup of coffee with the Ravens. And so, like I said, I wish I could suit them all up.
Right.
But I'll say this, they're all really high-character guys. I think they've been great influences on our kids and our program. Tony, especially as a full-time coach with the corners, does a remarkable job. I mean, he's been mentored by some pretty good coaches, Mickey Andrews and Bobby Bowden and Bill Belichick. So he knows what right looks like and has some great input for all of us.
I want to keep you here after the break because I want to talk about some other things. But was that an initiative of yours? Let me go get some guys who have done this at a high level so they can kind of breathe that into my guys?
It is, and I think it excites our guys, and they can connect with those guys. And everyone in the back of their mind, non-scholarship or scholarship, everyone in the back of their mind has that answer, what if?
Yeah.
What if? And I have some guys that we have now that that may be realistic at some point with the right development and the right opportunities. So we're excited. And on top of all that, aside from just their background, they're great people. Like if you talk to Tony Carter at first class, Denard Robinson, smile on his face, engaging, great guy. Jordan Todman, same thing. Like they bring something to the table in our guys' developmental journey. Plus, it's not going to hurt recruiting. To say, hey, here's some guys on this staff at JU. These guys know what they're doing. They've been there. They can relate, and it's a win-win for all of us, and it helps them bridge into the next phase of their lives as coaches.
Ian Shields, the JU football coach, going to keep him around, talk some college football in general after this. Stay with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
Does either one of you have anything even remotely interesting to tell me?
Mornings
I know I've made some mistakes in the past. I'm willing to make up for that.
on 1010XL.
Community First Credit Union wants you to stash your cash.
Is that like putting your money where your mouth is?
No, not that kind of stash. It's the Community First STASH Stash Your Cash Challenge. You could win up to $5,000 worth of money and prizes, and everyone gets a free gift just for playing. Check out communityfirstfl.org/stashyourcash for a list of prizes and more information. And follow us on Facebook to start getting your Stash Your Cash clues. Community First. Love where you bank. Member NCUA.
Florida. Welcome to Save Yourself with Geico.
You send a congratulatory text to your newly promoted boss, but autocorrect changes it to something unintended.
Oh, no.
You couldn't save yourself from autocorrect gone horribly wrong, but you could save yourself hundreds by switching your car insurance to Geico.
Yes.
You could save on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance, too.
Nice.
Plus, the Geico Insurance Agency could help you save on renter's insurance.
Oh.
While your smartphone's word choice is becoming your biggest problem, you should know Geico is the largest auto insurer in the state.
Okay.
Geico even has a 97% customer satisfaction rating
Ooh.
and has been helping people save money for over 75 years.
Huh.
And now, all you can do is watch the ... response bubble and wait. But you don't have to wait on savings. Your local Geico agent could help you save even more with federal and military discounts.
You couldn't save yourself from autocorrect, but you could save yourself hundreds with Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
A roof is a home improvement that will protect your home and get you a good return on investment. Mike Dempsey here for Universal Roofing. All of the roofs come with a 25-year transferable guarantee. Folks, this is your forever roof. There's no one better than Universal Roofing because they're the safest, most highly skilled roofing contractor in town on all types of roofs. They have industry-leading warranties and outstanding customer service. So visit universalroof.com to schedule a free inspection. That's universalroof.com.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
It's important to maintain muscle health to avoid strains and tears. Make sure before activity to warm up for 10 minutes. After warming up, stretch for another 10 minutes to prepare the muscles for activity. Strength training will promote muscle growth and protect your bones and joints from stress. A healthy diet and hydration helps repair muscle tissue following a regular exercise session. Get healthy, Jacksonville, and go Jags.
Tuesdays are the worst. They're all that stands between you and the downhill part of the week. But now they're a lot less worse, because Wing Tuesdays at B-Dubs are buy one, get one free traditional wings. So Monday, you may kick off the week. Wednesday, you may have a cool nickname. Thursday, you might be the almost weekend. But watch your back, because Tuesdays just officially became Wing Tuesdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Buy one traditional wings order and get one of equal value free. Participation and promotional details vary by location. Check in with your favorite Buffalo Wild Wings to learn more about this offer.
Hi guys, Prosser here for those Comfort All-Stars at Fenwick Plumbing. Summer is almost over. Why are you still wasting money and energy on that old, unreliable water heater? Oh, summer kills the water heater, but you don't have to suffer through another high energy bill or lukewarm shower. Call Fenwick Plumbing now and take up to $100 off a brand new water heater. 1-year warranty even included. What are you waiting for? Fenwick's end of summer sale ends August 31st. Say Prosser sent me when you call 660-0556 or visit fenwickplumbing.com.
FSU fans, the Party Shack Tailgate Village is offering special VIP pricing only for Florida State Boise State. For $39.95 plus tax, you'll have access to air-conditioned VIP suites, each with a top deck with sunshade, charging stations, Sonos sound systems, free Wi-Fi, and luxury air-conditioned restrooms on site. Plus, catered food provided by Publix and 4 drink tickets for beer or wine. Only $39.95 plus tax for FSU Boise State, and you can buy now at jacksvillage.com. That's jacksvillage.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by JEA. Florida State head football coach Willie Taggart has named James Blackman the starting quarterback for Saturday's game against Boise State. Taggart was asked why Blackman.
James has a football team, but from a statistical standpoint, it was very similar. Both guys went and executed offense throughout training camp, and it was almost identical from a number standpoint. So we feel good about the quarterback position, and we have 2 guys that can go and start a football game for us.
James Blackman winning the quarterback competition over Alex Hornibrook, the transfer quarterback. The Seminoles will begin the season Saturday here in Jacksonville against Boise State. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. At 4:01, 90 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Let's talk a little JU football. Here's JU football coach Ian Shields on The Frangie Show.
One more segment with my friend Ian Shields, the football coach at JU, with Hayes Carline and Lauren Brooks.
He's my friend, too.
He's our friend.
Why just your friend?
Ian Shields. We had fun last year doing Inside Military Pigskin. I said we sometimes had more fun during the breaks. All right, how long you been here? How long you been in town now?
Well, going on year 4 now.
Okay. Do you you live out in St. Johns County?
Yep, live in St. Johns County. I have 3 sons and 2 are in high school.
Hayes Carline lives out there too. He's trouble out there. Okay, so stay away from Carline.
Yeah, he does. He leads a good life.
I have a low profile. I'm pretty much there or at work.
The boys play football and baseball.
Correct.
Bo plays both.
Yeah.
And Bo plays a nose guard at Bartram.
Yeah, he plays D-line at Bartram and plays baseball. And
he's a big guy that looks middle in to try and drive the ball, right? Big guys look to try and hit home runs, right?
Yeah, he tries to.
And your young son's a heck of a baseball player.
Yeah, Jonah, my middle son, he's a freshman at Bartram Trail this year. And, he's excited to be in that program. Coach Fitzpatrick there, the new coach at Bartram.
Good coach.
A good coach, and they've done a nice job. And there's a bunch of good players. There's no shortage of good baseball players in St. Johns County. Them, Creekside, and East. As you all well know, very baseball friendly.
You are a Pacific Northwest guy. You played at Oregon State. You coached at Oregon State. You've been here 4 years now. What's different than you thought it would be? What's other than the humidity? You probably can't get used to that till you live here, right? But what's different now? The 4 years. What'd you expect? What'd you not expect when you moved here?
That's a great question. I haven't been asked that. I think. I was in North Carolina for 2 years before we came here. I was at West Point for 5 years prior to that. So we've been fortunate, or in some cases maybe unfortunate, I guess, in this crazy profession. But we've lived it. There's a few bumps on the furniture. We've moved around quite a bit. I've noticed, Jacksonville specifically. I've noticed that there's a lot of people from a lot of places.
Right.
There's not as many native, Jacksonvilleites or whatever we call Jacksonvilleonians.
Right.
But it's the South is friendly. I think Florida's friendly. I think there's a place for everyone. It's very diverse. That's different than out west, frankly. And we've really enjoyed it as a family. We've really enjoyed it, and now it's home. Like we've lived here going on 4 years. That's in coaching years. That's a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
Garnett Nicholas was such a revelation for you guys last year as a freshman. Big guy. Again, what sort of progress has he made, and what kind of a season are you expecting out of that young man?
Well, we're going to lean on Garnett a lot. He's an All-American. He's a freshman All-American last year. He's going to have a better year this year. He's 6'2". He's 230. He runs well. He had some breakout long runs last year where you're really surprised by his speed at that size. Again, he was a kid. He's a New York kid. He was at Army at their prep school. It didn't fit. It wasn't for him. He started looking around and see where it would be a fit, both certainly athletically as far as the fit is for the system, but also a fit academically. And a kid from New York, I didn't have to twist his arm too hard. Hey, you're going to get the ball a lot. There's this thing called, these thing down here called palm trees. There's the water's a lot nicer than the Hudson River.
Warmer.
Yeah, a lot warmer. There's not ice on it.
You can say that too.
Yeah, there's better scenery all the way around. So again, we were fortunate, and we had some connections that way. And then he came down on his visit with his dad, and he decided to call this home. We're glad he did.
Speaking of Army, how will the Black Knights be this season after so much success the last few years?
Oh, they're going to be good. Obviously they're well coached. I think they have if you look at and I've done a little bit of my homework for our show.
Good job.
But you look, those kids are used to winning now. They've had great success here over the last couple of years. They got a lot of guys coming back, starting with a quarterback who's really the straw that stirs the drink there. That kid can really throw it too, which has added a different dimension for him. And I think their schedule sets up well, So I think they're in the catbird seat as far as the Commander-in-Chief trophy going into the season. But they have some questions to ask too. They lost Jay Bateman, their defensive coordinator, left and went to North Carolina. Was a great coach, and they have some graduation losses, as everybody does, and so. But I think right now they'd be the favorite if to retain that trophy, which is where it all starts if you're at one of those three.
What's it like, Ian, coaching in an academy? How's it different?
Well, you're coaching. There's some unique challenges associated, just as going back to what we were talking to as far as the recruitment process, and who you can get, who you can attract, who you can retain, because it's not easy. I mean, obviously you're talking about some of the more premier academic institutions in the country, and when you're looking at West Point, Annapolis, Air Force, they're in Colorado Springs. So there are challenges. To play at the FBS level and to win, there's definitely challenges. The flip side of that is you're coaching the best young men our country have to offer. You're coaching the best of the best. Like, every kid is a team captain. Every kid is the best kid ever in the program. Every kid is one of the best players to ever play in the program. And so you're surrounded by the DNA you're surrounded by every day is unbelievable. And it's really inspiring as a coach at one of those. I was fortunate to be there for 5 years. And it really, I still stay in contact with a lot of those guys as a special group of young men. And it is all of them. I was just fortunate enough to be at one of them.
Army plays at Michigan in week 2 on September 7th. And to your point, everything else looks, manageable. Could Army be in that group of 6 kind of bowl game? Could that be the kind of season they have? And what kind of a chance would you give them against the Wolverines on September 7th?
Well, I'll go backwards in that. For one, I think they have a real chance against Michigan. I mean, they took Oklahoma into overtime a year ago. And really, they put themselves in a position to win that game and very easily could have. They used their formula. The challenge that people have facing an Army, and the reason they do what they do, going back to our previous conversation, is you can't prepare for that in 1 week now. That's a different animal. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. Those defensive linemen and linebackers aren't used to that style of block and the immediacy or the violence of it coming at them down after down. And some of those guys are looking for NFL careers on those defensive side, and this isn't very fun. Some of them are making business decisions on those days, and so it's hard. And then so Army can possess the ball against Oklahoma. I think they had the ball for over 40 minutes of the game, like 45 minutes. Like, Oklahoma never had the ball. When they did, they scored some, but they didn't have the ball much. So that's the formula. And Army can do that to Michigan. They can do that to anybody they play because they believe in it. They've recruited to it, and like I said, their defense just has to get a few stops because you're only defending about 9 possessions a game if you're on defense at an academy.
We were Lauren and Ian and I were talking about it last year. Ian wasn't surprised. She and I were. This wasn't Tulsa. This wasn't Oklahoma State. Sorry, Rue Crew. This was Kyler Murray, and it was overtime. And for what you're right, it looked like they were going to win.
Yeah, as prolific as Oklahoma's offense has been, and it's been arguably the most prolific since Lincoln Riley has been there in maybe the history of college football. I mean, they averaged over 8 yards a play last year. Right. You look at that. Well, they're not going to average. Let me put it this: Army's best defense is their offense. Right. Just keep Kyler Murray or whoever name quarterback over there on the sideline, and they're a spectator like the rest of us. Yeah. Just keep them off the field and maintain the football. And it's frustrating. Because what happens is the other offenses start to panic. They get out of character because they know, hey, we got to go score because we're not going to get the ball that much today.
That was one of the reasons to me it was so surprising that Florida ended up beating Miami. Miami controlled the time of possession 36 minutes to Florida's just 24, and then obviously Florida had those 4 turnovers too. And watching that game, did you come away really surprised?
Yeah, I don't think if you ask either of the coaching staffs, and no one played particularly well.
Right.
It was a game of survival. And because everyone kept trying to lose the football game, and there's a lot of self-inflicted wounds there, whether it's a pass interference on 4th and 32, right, or 14 penalties on one team.
Yep.
And so, it's a challenge. Florida made enough plays. They made 1 or 2 more plays than Miami did, is what it came down to.
Ian Shields, the JU football coach, headed to Richmond. Game 1, it's going to be a fun year. It's great having you around here. I appreciate you stopping by. We'll have you we've always done Fridays. Our Fridays are tighter a little bit, so we'll figure out what day. We'll have you every week on our program, getting ready for the next week. We appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate being on as always. Thank you. Fins up.
All right, Ian Shields, the JU football coach. More in a moment on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
I did something last Saturday night I don't ever remember doing. Screaming at the TV as I watched a football game. I pride myself on being a neutral observer of sports. I enjoy the competition while analyzing the performance. But last Saturday, I morphed into a Gators fan without even realizing it. I did want Florida to beat Miami, but it had more to do with the regional team staying in the top 10. At least I think that's what it was. I was at a friend's house, a friend who's a long-time and avid Gator. While I marveled at how well the Gators' defensive line performed, the Gators did little else well. I screamed at quarterback Felipe Franks and defensive back Marco Wilson. Franks looked like the same QB we've seen most of his career. Good play, bad play, turnover. Wilson, he's number 3, by the way, missed tackle after tackle, according to what I saw. Then there were all the penalties. The Gators won, but they can't be feeling good about themselves, and my throat's still sore.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Folks, if you want a bank you really can trust, you want Center State Bank. With 7 locations here on the First Coast, you can trust Center State Bank. Boy, they're good at it. They're good bankers, commercial bankers. They pride themselves in being Florida's business bank because they know how hard it is to start a business, to maintain a business. They're good at it. But they also can be your personal bank. They are for me in both realms. I trust my friends at Center State Bank. I trust them. I can't think of a better thing to say about someone handling your money than I trust them. Center State Bank, Florida's business bank.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
Hey folks, been thinking about getting your carpets cleaned? Call Zero Res, the #1 rated carpet cleaner in town. Call us to get your carpets, tile and grout, area rugs, and furniture cleaned. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
All numbers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer of Jeep. Our Jeep sale has been so successful, we're going to keep it going for a little longer so you can enjoy the biggest savings of the year. At Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. Save up to $4,000 on Renegade. Drive a new Cherokee from just $239 a month. You save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Less than perfect credit? No problem. Our lenders want to make you a new car loan today. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard.
My name is Janice. I'm a client of Brett Hastings. Brett is the most brilliant, diligent, hardworking attorney I have ever met. He is truly dedicated to his clients and fights for them to the very end. Brett fought hard to win a large personal injury lawsuit for me. They are the very best legal team I have ever met. I would hire them again in a heartbeat.
Learn more at justiceforjacksonville.com. Law offices of Brett Hastings, where the injured find justice.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. I've told you for the longest time, if you need a new pool, it's Stanley Pools. Call them at 269-7277. New pools, remodeled pools, pavers, fire pits. They do it all, and they do an outstanding job. And they have done it in this town since 1988. It is a true family business, and they truly are the best in the business. I trust Stanley Pools. Call them today, 269-7277 for the best in the business, Stanley Pools.
Turn up the heat on the Duval Honda hot seat. Buckle up for the inside stuff when players and NFL experts join Jaguars today from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Duval Honda. We deliver on price and service. We deliver to you. The closest Duval dealer is in your driveway.
Jaguars fans, Brian Sexton here. I've discovered something that will take your tailgates to the next level this football season. Bernie Grills. You've never seen anything like these portable all-wood grills. Bernie's are convenient, affordable, and simple to use with no messy cleanup. Bernie's real alder wood flavor makes burgers and brats taste delicious. I grilled some steaks on mine the other night, and they were incredible. So get your Bernie Grill for the next game at BernieGrill.com or at Amazon. Bernie Grill. Light. Grill. Done.
When you get hurt, you feel like everything is put on hold. And
here's Hunter Scantling to talk about his experience with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
When it comes to injuries like that, you gotta make sure you get the best advice, the best surgeon. And luckily, I was recommended to go to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and the office was awesome, very nice. Everybody there made me feel at home. Everybody's been spot on.
Get your body moving again with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Find out more at se-ortho.com.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
Tax problems can be extremely stressful and cause financial devastation. The tax attorneys at J. David Tax Law are right here in Jacksonville to be your personal advocate and resolve your IRS or state sales tax issues. J. David Tax Law focuses on your needs and case outcomes. Don't be fooled by out-of-town tax companies that focus only on signing you up without even working with an attorney. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, payroll taxes, bank levies, wage garnishments, tax liens, or unfiled returns, have a sit-down with J. David Tax Law and get the help you need. Never trust your tax situation to anyone you can't walk in and look in the eye. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or go to jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
More of The Frangie Show now on a Nimnicht Tuesday. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Appreciate our buddy Ian Shields coming by. Isn't he a good guy?
Such a good guy.
He's
Such a good coach, too.
What line did you like? The parade line?
I love that line. I've never heard that before.
Dude, he's got 1,000 of them.
I mean, that was glorious.
If I can get him in here and turn him loose, he's got 1,000
He
of those.
said some teams have parade All-Americans. We've got Americans that have been in parade.
Yes. I mean, that's perfect. He is really a funny guy. He is a delight to have in town. He really is. He's the football coach at JU, and it's going to be tough. They play a scholarship team this week, so that's a tough one. He knows that.
Yeah,
so,
63 scholarships.
Yeah, that's right. So 63-0 is the scholarship difference. So, but it's good to have him around. We appreciate that very much. Other things we will get to. You are going to hear our college football, State Farm College Football Report starts today. The Messrs. Dooley, Block, and Zagacki will talk Gators, Knowles, and Canes. Obviously, Pat and Joe will talk about the game that was. Tom will look ahead to the game that's coming here this weekend, which I'm excited about this week. We'll talk more about the Knowles coming up in just a bit. What's the crowd? What are the expectations for the crowd? What would you guess? I don't.
60?
60?
Yeah, I think it'll. Yeah, maybe 60. I think that.
I think what I saw. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Orlando Camping World held a capacity of 70,000, and there were about 65.
66, I think. But
Okay.
we kept hearing it was a sellout.
We did,
But then I saw 66 was the number reported. But it
So
was a
maybe it didn't
sellout
allow
because you couldn't get a ticket. So
Right.
they didn't have any unsold tickets. So maybe the capacity.
Maybe a lot of the game day people couldn't get out of Disney World in time to make it to the game.
That's what it was. I think.
Yeah, I'd say 60,000 here.
You caught me off guard, and shame on me for not realizing this. That the line was the line's 5 or 6. I think you said
5.5.
Why did I think it'd be way bigger? Am I still caught in the 90s? Am I having trouble escaping that? Because I was very surprised and it's shame on me for not knowing that. But I was surprised when you told me that.
Yeah, and when I checked it like a month ago, it was even tighter. It was I think it was around 4.5. So it's actually moved a little bit in the last few weeks to 5.5. I have a feeling as it gets closer, it'll start inching maybe more to 6.5 because of that. I just think that people fear the spear. I think it's you see that helmet, you see Chief Osceola with one of the best pregame traditions in all sports.
Correct.
And you just know the talent that they have. You know about Cam Akers. You know that they have recruited tremendous speed on the defensive side of the ball. You know about their great receivers. And you just feel like a program like FSU, who realizes more than anybody that they have offensive line issues and realizes more than anybody that there were organizational snafus on the field last year, that they're going to get it fixed, or at least it's not going to be as bad. If Florida State just has an average offensive line, if they have the 7th best offensive line in the ACC, then they are the 2nd best team in that conference. And so they don't have to put out an offensive line that's the Great Wall of Tallahassee. They just have to put out an offensive line that can give some sense of time to James Blackman and the weapons around him. And again, Boise State, veteran program, they're certainly not going to be scared of the moment, but I think they're just at an athletic disadvantage, and they are starting a true freshman quarterback, and it is just hard to believe that Boise State has brought in a quarterback who in year 1 can beat the Seminoles in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to look at it, though, and say Boise State did go 10-3 last year, and this is a team that returns their entire offensive line. So, yes, while they're going to have a brand-new quarterback back there, at least they can protect him, and that was certainly a weakness for FSU last year. The good news for Florida State, though, some of their key guys that have been injured will be able to play, it looks like, for Saturday's game. Marvin Wilson, Tamarian Terry, and also – I'm going to blank on the third one's name. And the other one is Joshua Kando. There we go. Or Kandau, however you say that. Yeah. So all three of those guys look like they'll be ready to go.
And that's three dudes now.
Right.
Yeah.
But last year,
you
look at the records and you look at who's returning. And yes, FSU has certainly weapons on the offense. But I think that's why the number is much lower than you would have thought.
Yeah, and again, I thought about this. And I'm contradicting myself on this, and I admit that I am. I'm not sold on Taggart. I'm not. He did an abysmal job in year one. All the penalties, sticking with Francois when it was clear Francois had lost his effect on that team. Look, they won 5 games. They were lucky to win about 3 of them. They had no business beating Louisville. Louisville had the game won and gave it away. Boston College, they had a big play at the end of the Boston College game where Boston College beats them. I don't know how they won 5 games, yet I'm hearing the things he's saying. He had his kickoff luncheon this week, Willie did, and there is conviction in his voice of how different it is. There is conviction in his voice of how different his players are going to act. As corny as it sounds, there's conviction in the uniforms. I mean, it sounds dumb, but he said, look, no more gimmicks here. We're wearing garnet shirts and gold pants at home. We're wearing white on the road, and that's what we're doing. And we're not all the gimmicky. I just started to I buy it. I guess I'm buying it a little bit, and I think Blackman's good. I've said this 7,000 times. The one time he played last year, he threw for 421 yards. When Willie announced him as the quarterback this year, he said because he connects with the team more than a newcomer would. Okay, Hornibrook is a leader, well respected. He doesn't know the guys. Blackman knows the guys. He's lived with the guys for these years. He's practiced. He's eaten dinner. He's gone out with them, and at least that's what he said publicly is why he picked Blackman, because he connects with the guys. He connected way better with the guys last year. I mean, Francois quit the team. He left where they lived. And only when he broke up with the girlfriend did he come back. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So Francois wasn't connected last year with the team. Well, why wasn't Blackman given a chance then if all that was in play? So it's a weird deal. It really is. But again, 4s and 5s, man. You win with 4s and 5s. You just ran them off. Tamarian Terry, Marvin Wilson, and Joshua Kandau, among others, Levante Taylor, they're playing in the National Football League. They're playing on Sunday afternoons on Fox and on CBS with really cool uniforms in really big cities. That's what those guys are doing, and I'm not sure Boise's got a lot of those guys.
And I'm not saying Blackman didn't win the starting job and do everything he had to, but I think Taggart also had to make the decision for the starting quarterback because if he didn't pick Blackman, in my opinion, there's no way he stays in the FSU program. So he has to at least give the starting – again, not saying he didn't outright win it, but certainly we heard a lot about Alex Hornibrook coming closer and closer to trying to win that starting job.
That is a great segue for our next segment. Let's take a break. This whole transfer thing. Did you see what happened at Washington?
Yes.
We'll talk about that and more. We continue. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the locker room to the sideline.
All day, let's go!
No one knows the Jaguars like Johnny O. Oh, yeah. Hear Jaguars.com's John Osher on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Florida Pump Service. We make water happen on 1010XL.
If you want great barbecue, you want Bono's. Fast, friendly service, clean family restaurants, and the absolute best barbecue around. Love the ribs. Love the chicken. Bono's green beans, as good as you've ever had in town. You ought to try the Brunswick stew. I can go on and on. The sweet potatoes, the best you've ever had. Bottom line is, you want great barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's. Also, the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 15 locations in town, fast, friendly service, and great barbecue. That, folks, is Bono's.
Come see the new showroom and new displays at the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center, located on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. The friendly, experienced group of interior designers will help you transform your home. They specialize in kitchen design, bath design, and closet design. The Kitchen and Flooring Design Center is used by many builders, home remodelers, and assisted living communities in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll find brands like Timberlake, Doll Tile, Mohawk, Craftmade, Cambria, Legacy, and tons more. Head to floorsandkitchen.com or stop by the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center today.
Nimnick Chevrolet is the #1 Chevrolet dealership in Jacksonville, and they just won Dealer of the Year for 2018. Some of the reasons they're #1 is that they have the most inventory and the best price guarantee. They've been serving and donating to this community for 78 years, and no one cares more about the customers before, but more importantly, after the sale. That's Nimnick Chevrolet. Head there today, won't you? Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
You have sore muscles or joint pain? This is Lance Brown with 180 Products, a veteran-owned Jacksonville-based company. We create all-natural organic products to help you experience relief from muscle and joint pain, soreness, bruises, cuts, scrapes, athlete's foot, rashes, and more. Don't let pain stop you from doing what you love. Visit 180products.com today. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. 180products.com.
The summer savings continue at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with their sizzling summer savings specials. With deals like $5 off on Titleist Tour Soft golf balls with better distance and better performance, now 1 dozen for only $29.99. Or save $40 and put a new spin on your game with Callaway Mac Daddy 4 wedges, now only $109.99. These hot specials and more at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops sizzling summer savings event. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
The best of Into the Night Replay.
I have defended Felipe Franks time and again and time and again and time, and he acted like a stupid drunken fan with his sideline tirades on Saturday. I lost tremendous respect for that man on Saturday.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
John's Auto has been in Jacksonville for 32 years. That doesn't happen by cheating customers. At John's Auto, their reputation is in its work. Top quality for a lower price. It's full service at John's Auto. Brake, shocks, alignment, transmission, front end repair, tires, and they specialize in AC repair, whether it's the repair itself or getting your AC coolant checked. John's Auto, Arlington Road. Call 743-3857, a family-owned business.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reese Plumbing at PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Hello, I'm Julie Harrell. After an accident, call us as soon as possible. Evidence can be lost. Witnesses forget. It's simple. The sooner we investigate, the better your result. Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Offices, Jacksonville.
The NFL season is about to kick off. Know what that means? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has more odds and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Sign up now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to bet your favorite teams. Want more? How about $100,000 more? You win MyBookie's first ever NFL handicapping super contest, and $100,000 is all yours. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Use promo code RADIO to get your exclusive double your money offer today. That's promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
More of The Frangie Show now on a Nimnick Tuesday. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Yeah, we sat down with him and told him the direction we were going. And again, Alex is a pro. He's a vet. He's a pro. He, again, disappointed like any other competitor would be, but he understood our decision, and that was it, and knowing that he'll do a good job and be ready to go.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show on a Nimnicht Tuesday. Frank Hayes, Gibby, and Lauren, those were the comments of head coach Willie Taggart. The Florida State Seminoles come into town this Saturday, kicking off against Boise State, and we were just talking about if James Blackman hadn't been named the starting quarterback, would he potentially transfer? Well, one guy who is definitely going to transfer, a guy from Washington. He did not win the starting job, thanks to one Jacob Eason transferring from Georgia to Washington, since Jake Fromm beat out Jacob Eason. Frank, did that surprise you?
Yeah, it did. It also leads us to what Florida's brought you about the Kitchen Flooring Design Center. If you want to check out, you want new floors like Lauren's about to get, new bathrooms and closets like I just got, we all go to the same place, the Kitchen Flooring Design Center on Southside Boulevard. Call them at 425-6919. Log on to floorsandkitchen.com or check out their showroom on Southside Boulevard. I'm floored that these guys keep leaving. That Jake Haener, this guy was a 3-star recruit. This isn't a guy that he's 6 feet tall at best. He's not playing in the NFL, probably. Yet the minute Eason won the job, he bolted that day. Now, apparently the story is he had a long talk with Chris Peterson, and it was a respectful conversation, and he's probably going to go to Fresno State. I mean, he's not leaving to go to Notre Dame, all right? He's going to Fresno State. Yes, it surprised me, and Lauren, I don't know anything about the Washington program, their players, their background, but is that pretty much what it's come to? The minute you don't win the job at quarterback, you're gone?
I think it has for a large majority of the backups. It makes you appreciate a kid like Kyle Trask.
Yes.
Not that he was hyped as a recruit, but that at least he has stayed. What is this now? He's been at Florida, is this his 4th year?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, and he's really never gotten, any significant, playing time. So it makes you appreciate, the kids that stick it out. But I mean, I can't blame kids if, I have a son. If Jackson was good enough to, where colleges wanted him on scholarship to play quarterback, and, he signed somewhere and it was clear that they had guys that were better, and he came to me and said, hey, I'd like to transfer, I would certainly understand. As long as it was a logical decision and it's like, hey, I know that I can go here and play. I mean, I think it's hard for me to criticize, quarterbacks that see the writing on the wall. Like, I respect the fact that Joey Gatewood hasn't entered the portal. I mean, he's known for a week now that he's lost the job to a true freshman. And as far as we know, he's going to stick it out at Auburn. But, I mean, he's never going to play. I mean, if Nix is the starter, he's got to play at Auburn 3 years. I mean, that's it. He can't, until they change the rule, he can't go to the NFL.
Yeah, and you're right. But you said that last week when Nix was named the starter. But apparently they're both going to play. And I mean, I don't know. And again, this is not get off my lawn guy. I know the culture's changed. I get it. But I think in some instances, if you think you're better than the other guy, don't you at least give it a go and see if he struggles, if he twists an ankle, what I can do if I get in there? I would think with Gatewood, that's the thinking, is I'm going to stick around. Apparently, Tate Martell's situation, look, I talked to a lot of people that go to practices. Apparently, Tate Martell can't throw at all. The fact that he was even a 4-star recruit that went to Ohio State and transferred to Miami is comical. That he is just a terrible passer, and that if we ever saw him start throwing passes, your jaw would drop. That's what I've been told. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've been told. Clearly, he wasn't going to play. He's not playing quarterback there anymore. I'm pretty convinced N'Kosi Perry's a backup quarterback, and he's a slot receiver, right? So, but in the case of a Gatewood, who is a pretty good quarterback, I don't know anything about Jake Haener. And look, you only get one chance to play college football, and if you want to go play somewhere else where you get to start, I'm not faulting. I'm not saying shame on transfer guy. I'm not saying that. It's your life, and you should go. You should pursue your dreams however you have to pursue them. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just alarmed that's such the culture now that's what everybody does.
Well, it makes sense to me because if you only have the one crack at it, and if your coach basically, let's say Jake Haener and Chris Peterson had a long conversation, and Haener said, should I stay? Because let's say Eason leaves for the NFL after this year. Should I stay? Will I be the starting quarterback after that? And if Chris Peterson says, probably not, you're probably not ever going to take over the reins of this football program, I think you should go to a smaller school, then I certainly understand that.
But in that case, Lauren, let me stop you. It came right down to this week.
It did.
I mean, it's not like, if it was what you just described, wouldn't they have known? Wouldn't he have seen that handwriting on the wall in spring?
I wonder what kids are thinking and going through. You know, it just happens so often now that I wonder if coaches are telling them one thing up until the moment that the season starts, and then everything changes. Right. So I can never judge what someone else decides what they think is best for their future. But certainly when it comes to a Joey Gatewood situation, Bo Nix could be awful. Yeah. You could get after game one and you're the starting quarterback the rest of the season. And if you transfer now, obviously you have to sit out this whole season. But it wouldn't surprise me, Hayes, to your point, if in 3 weeks, if he doesn't see a moment of game action, which it sounds like he will, but if he doesn't, at that point he says, all right, I'm out of here.
And I respect the uniqueness of the position of quarterback in the sport of football. There's nothing else like it. Wide receiver, there's a bunch of them that can play. Shortstop, there's a bunch of them that can play. Pitchers, there's a bunch of them that can play. Basketball players, there's a bunch of them that can play. There's only one quarterback. And so there's a unique. I guess hockey goalie may be the same. I don't follow it as close, but there's a uniqueness to being a quarterback in football that's different than all the other sports.
And a lot of them don't want to change their position. Right. Yes, Tate Martell did, because I think it ultimately came down to that. But a lot of times, right, the quarterback won't change. A wide receiver might change to a cornerback or vice versa.
And I see, for a guy like Jalen Hurts, I'm not surprised by it. This is his last year. He believes he can play quarterback in the NFL. Go somewhere where you're going to play. Let Tua be the quarterback. You did your part. You stayed there. You helped him win an important SEC game last year. Now you move on and let Tua be the quarterback. I get that one. It just seems to me, look, I get all of them. I do. I get your point about Haener. Gosh, it just seems so rampant that is now the world we live in, that you're afraid to name a quarterback because the minute you do, the other guy goes. Maybe that's why Bo Nix got named so late, Hayes, to your point. Maybe if he gets named a month ago,
right,
it was out.
And
I don't know. I don't know, Joey, but I wonder.
Why maybe Kirby Smart said we're going to use a lot of Justin Fields in this season, but in the end, he didn't really use a lot of Justin Fields, and he said it's better for me to leave. Now, there were extenuating circumstances for his particular case, but certainly there's a lot of them that now are in prominent positions to start this season.
I wonder, there will be 130 quarterbacks that start the season, right? Give or take. I wonder what the percentage of those are at their second school.
30?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, and that's only because I have no idea what the bottom 60 schools do.
Yeah, but I mean, we know of a bunch. We know of a bunch that are, if they're not starting, they're backups. But I mean, of all the quarterbacks that will start, I mean, in the Big Ten, there's 2 alone that played in the SEC that we know of off the top of our head. The Illinois quarterback's a transfer. So there's 14 teams in the Big Ten, okay? I can tell you off the top of my head, 3 of those guys are transfers. That I know, and I'll bet if you looked further, there's more.
And I think Lauren hit something really important in the timeline, because it's not this Saturday where it ends. And if you're on the roster, you're going to be on the roster. There's going to be players that take advantage of the Kelly Bryant decision, and they're going to look at that. And they will monitor the first month of the year. And if they don't like the way it's going, they're going to be out.
Yeah.
Because they can just sit out, go transfer, and this will be their sit-out year.
That's one thing the new redshirt rule did, isn't it? That was never intended to. It was never intended to increase transferring. It was intended to let players get their feet wet and not lose a year. But that was a byproduct, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. People didn't think about that.
I know Maryland's quarterback is a grad transfer from Virginia Tech, Josh Jackson.
That would count.
That's another one.
Yeah. So that's 4, off the top of our head, 4 of the 14 Big Ten starting quarterbacks are transfers. 4, and there's probably more. But we know for a fact it's close to a third. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
It's an amazing stat. It's an amazing stat. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to get back into Andrew Luck for a second. I thought about Gronk as it relates to him. He certainly could still be playing. Are we going to see more of this? That's kind of the discussion point we'll have for you after this.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When you wish upon a star, sometimes dreams come true. 1010XL.
Hey, if you want an insurance agent you can trust my friend Craig Dewhurst with State Farm. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good insurance agent. A good person, a person you'll like dealing with. Automotive insurance, life insurance, homeowners, whatever it is you need, Craig will handle it for you, and he will do an outstanding job, and that I can guarantee you. You want a guy you can trust. You don't want to have to worry about insurance. You want a guy that can set up a plan for you. Craig Dewhurst of State Farm. Call him at 940-9740.
For the best price and service when it comes to your waste hauling and collecting, look no further than the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Jet Prosser here, and let me tell you, you're not going to find an easier way to handle your project cleanups than calling in the A-Team at All-American. A J.B. Coxwell company, All-American Roll-Off and Recycling has brand new trucks and cans in all sizes to fit your project needs. No hidden fees. Count on the best price in town. When it comes to cleaning up when the job is done, go with the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Visit us at all-americanrolloff.com.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event.
Turbocharge your savings and enjoy real car buying power at your #1 hometown dealer, Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Drive a brand new Ram truck and save up to $12,000 off MSRP. You save up to $12,000. Set a new course this summer in a Jeep Compass. Yours today from just $209 a month. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Great selection, great deals all month long. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
He's number 55, Mac in the middle, Tom McManus.
What an athlete, tremendous competitor.
Fridays on Jaguars Today, brought to you by McGowan's, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. With long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the U.S., Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and the future. Underage sale prohibited.
Prosser here, and did you know your home has a hero in Fenwick Plumbing? How long will you let a leak drain your wallet and damage your home? Take $50 off instantly when you schedule your expert Fenwick Plumbing repair. Call now for honest, upfront pricing and a 30-day repair warranty that's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Stop wondering how to handle that leak and start saving time and money. Tell them I said fix that leak. And mention me when you call 660-0556 or visit FenwickPlumbing.com. That's 660-0556 or FenwickPlumbing.com.
Guy and his cheap transmission fluid.
Seriously? My dealership just checked the brakes.
We all know how it can be to go to the wrong place for car repair.
I can't believe that check engine light is on again.
So don't risk it. Take your car to the experts at AMCO.
The #1 name in transmission repair is AMCO Transmissions, and they're happy to provide just about any repairs you may need. If you've been told your car or truck needs repairs, stop by and get a free second opinion with AMCO's free multi-point inspection and estimate. Get a free AC check while you're there. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. For money-saving coupons, reviews, complete details on special offers, and the location nearest you, visit AMCOJacksonville.com.
AMCO, always the right fix. AA MCO.
AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
In celebration of our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway, Diamonds Direct announces our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. Starting this Saturday, you can get the Diamonds Direct unbeatable value price on any item. Pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. You can even finance the tax. This amazing offer starts this Saturday at the all-new Diamonds Direct showroom off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds. On approved credit.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
More of The Frangie Show now on a Nimnik Tuesday. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
All right, why don't I wait till the top of the hour here? All the everything's come in from the whole Andrew Luck thing. Everyone's kind of weighed in on all the Andrew Luck. Everyone's had an opinion, or many have had an opinion. I think the majority opinion has been, it's his life. He wants to get away. But Hayes, you thought that maybe he put them in a difficult position.
Yes.
Some others have been very critical of him, period. What I wonder, and I think we've all weighed in on that. Moving forward, I wonder if we're going to see more of that. Now, Leon Searcy made a great point today, as he always does on The Boys with Primetime. He said, when I played, those weren't options because we didn't necessarily make set-for-life money. Right. Some people did. He said, but you didn't necessarily make money when you're 26. That would be enough for you to have when you're 80, right? Now they do.
I looked at this yesterday. Just the practice squad from 2011 to now has basically doubled in what they're earning each week. It was about $4,000 in 2011. Now it's $8,000.
Yeah. So
just that alone to give you
and that's a good example. So now that players, when they're in their 20s, make set-for-life money, and the game's more brutal than ever, and concussions and the like are more talked about forever. Hayes, are we going to see more? I don't mean rampant. I don't think we're going to all of a sudden see players left and right retiring in their 20s. But is it conceivable we'll see more than we've seen in the past?
I don't think so. I don't think we'll see it. I think Andrew Luck is an outlier. He's an interesting person. He definitely is. I'd say has a unique personality. For what you would find in a franchise quarterback. So I don't think that Luck will set any trend here. Gronk, I think, was just beat up. I mean, there's always going to be the guy, the great player that is 29 years old, but his body's 42, because he's just, particularly at positions like tight end. That was one of the things with Luck is, to me, it feels like if he were able to get healthy, if he went away for a year and all his ailments were corrected, that he could come back and return to a league in which it's never been easier to be a quarterback, where the hits he was taking as a rookie, you just can't dish out anymore. But at tight end and obviously all the other positions, those are going to still be physical positions. The receivers have more protection, but that protection really only extends to the head. We saw with Marquise Lee last year, that can bring in a whole other wave of problems as safeties start going lower to try and avoid the penalties and the fines for hitting in the head area. So I don't see it. I think Calvin Johnson was frustrated with how bad the Lions management was. And again, we're now having to go back a ways to get to him. I mean, when you're talking about a group of athletes on one hand, and one of the guys you've got to go back to is Jim Brown from the 60s, I don't think it's going to be anything that picks up anymore. These rookie contracts are still very reasonable for the team. It's not back in the old CBA where the first-round pick or the first 10 picks would really get life-changing money immediately before they'd ever played it down in the NFL. Now you wait a lot longer to get that big money deal. Usually you're waiting into year 3 at the minimum, but a lot of these guys are waiting into year 4 or 5, and beyond. So I think when I look at it, I do not see that. I think if anything, you'll see careers get added. I think you'll see longevity, particularly at the quarterback position. I don't think this is a rare era. I think having Brady and Roethlisberger and Eli and Rivers all still competing in their late 30s, early 40s, I think that will be the new normal, not the guy retiring at 29.
I won't be surprised if we see it more just because we witnessed it here in Jacksonville. And even though Telvin Smith is using the phrase out for this season, I don't expect him to ever play football again, let alone for the Jaguars. So I think we are going to see more, not widespread, but I do think there will be guys who analyze both their physical and mental well-being and realize that there is more to life than just football.
Yeah, I don't use the past as an example because your point is a good one. if a guy on your list is Jim Brown, that was a long time ago. Sandy Koufax was 30, but his arm was dead. Ricky Williams was 27. He was weird. You know, he had a weird life about him. Barry Sanders was 31, but we've come to realize after that running backs don't have a whole lot of time after that, even though we thought we did. So if you go back, there's not as many as you think. Michael Jordan, who knows what he was mixed up in? You know, who knows because he came back. Magic Johnson had a disease. So they all had reasons if you look at the surprising retirements in sports. But I think it might happen more because of what Lauren just said. I do think with all this money, people are not necessarily going to say, I have to keep going. I still think 90% will. I don't think all of a sudden half the guys are going to quit early. I still think 90% are not or whatever. But I think it's going to go from 1 or 2% to 5 or 6%, if whatever the number is, right? I think there's going to be more. I think life-changing money, the brutality of the sport, more information about how brutal the sport can be. I think there's people that want to do other things. So we'll see. We'll see if there's more. You're right. Andrew Luck is not like anybody else. He's a very, very – we talked about this yesterday on the program. This is a very different man. Someone made a great point. Doug Gottlieb said, how millennial is that? Andrew Luck he's got a flip phone. He's not on Twitter. He's not really millennial. He just happens to be millennial age. He's not that guy. So, but we'll see. It's an interesting storyline, and because Gronk is a guy, you're right. He's got a beat up body, but he'd be a really good player if he played this year. He may not be the best tight end who ever played, which is what he was in his prime, but who wouldn't want Gronk on their team though? Which of those 32 teams? Okay, you know what? Kansas City may not want him to be their starting tight end. Philadelphia may not want him to be their starting tight end, but you get the point. Most of them would. Most teams in the league, would you take right now Rob Gronkowski as your starting tight end?
Well, I just will tell you here, it would be a complete game changer.
Yeah, complete game. And I would say of the 32 teams, again, he's probably not better than today's Kelsey or today's Ertz, and I'm probably missing a couple guys here or there, but he's probably better than 25 of the starters. But he just didn't want to play anymore. So I think we may see more of that. We'll take a break. You're going to go get rested up, helmets and heels?
That's right.
You bringing the heat for helmets and
I
heels?
need to rest after these 2 hours with you, gentlemen.
We got more to do when we come back. You will hear from Gardner Minshew, who I think has won the backup job here in Jacksonville. That and more when we continue. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Start your engines! Feel the thrill of life.